Heasler, Yellowstone's park geologist. With the help of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, he set up a grid of ground monitoring equipment to study the changes.
There are three indicators we look at for an imminent volcanic eruption in Yellowstone. The first is increased earthquakes in one particular area. The second is increased ground deformation, the ground rising on the order of feet to perhaps yards in one particular area. And then also changes in thermal activity, geyser basins becoming hotter and producing more gas.
Think of Yellowstone and most people think of geysers. And while over 3 million people come to Yellowstone National Park each year to see the park's geysers, hot springs, steam vents, and mud pots, many don't know that the heat fueling these wonders is coming from a volcano, possibly the largest on Earth. A volcano that lies directly beneath their feet. The Yellowstone Supervolcano. Hot enough to fuel 10,000 hot water features that have been spewing, hissing, and surging for hundreds and thousands of years. A volcano whose restless shifting triggers thousands of small earthquakes in the park each year. A volcano that has had eruptions thousands of times more powerful than Mt.Saint Helens. A volcano that could, in an instant, change our world forever. The Yellowstone volcano is one of our planet's restless giants. For scientists, the question is not one of whether it will erupt again, but when.
Forget Yogi Bear, okay, forget Old Faithful. It's sitting on top of a sleeping giant. Now, if you're sleeping next to an 800-pound gorilla, you monitor every burp, every snore of this gigantic gorilla, because when it blows, it could destroy the United States as we know it. But that's what's making us very nervous, because the cycle time corresponds to the present-day Erupt. So every single burp, murmur of this gigantic potential supervolcano, including the rise of the sea level, has to be watched very carefully. We're talking about immediate damage out to 100 miles from the site. That is total devastation, basically wiping out everything in sight. However, the real damage goes out to 500 miles if you include volcanic ash, poisonous gases, death of wildlife and vegetation, and that's a ring about 1,000 miles across. It would wipe out the United States as we know it. And again, we don't want to panic anybody. It could happen tomorrow, or it could happen 100,000 years from now. It's black magic trying to predict exactly when it's going to blow, but we do know one thing: one day it will blow.